All right. Hello and welcome to another Why Would You Use? So today we are going to be talking about the Tenet ARCA PLASMOR. The ARCA PLASMOR has returned from the dead with the advent of course, the Sisters of Parvos update, both in its ability to just be super strong and just be used in like the very relevant content that we have as of now, due to the new mods, but also it's a new ARCA PLASMOR that is stronger to go with those new mods to bring it into being modern again. And it's kind of, but not really, an unnerfed version of the ARCA PLASMOR. So, for this thing, gonna be super basic with it. It's a Plasmor. Like, if we just let's just take a shot with it. Yeah, that looks like a Plasmor to me. The big thing here is that it's a really good Plasmor. This thing is a hallway cleaner. This is a pipe cleaner of a weapon. When you fire it down a hallway, there are no longer going to be enemies in that hallway. And due to specifically galvanized acceleration, you can fire this down some considerably long hallways with no problems whatsoever. Now, the rest of this build is going to look pretty normal, I guess I'd say. Galvanized Hell, obviously our new premium multi-shot mod that is obviously going to go in every single shotgun that exists. This is a crit shotgun, so we're using critical deceleration because this is a huge new, well, not new, but drastically buffed mod, and 200% critical chance is too good to turn down on a shotgun, as long as it's a critical-based shotgun, of course. So the minus 20% fire rate, we really don't care at all about. Of course, we're pairing that with Primed Ravage for considerably more critical multiplier. Hunter Munitions, because it's a crit shotgun, and when you do crits, you do slash, and that kills everything, so we're going for that. We put Viral on here, and we have Heat on here. So our elementals are Viral, Magnetic, Radiation, Heat, because it is radiation inherently, and we have Magnetic from, that's the Lich element that I gave it, and Viral and Heat are modded together, so we have 4 different statuses. Now, we would be utilizing a bunch of different statuses if Galvanized Savvy was working for projectile-based weaponry. Sadly, it's not, so that's actually kind of the reason that we have Heat on here at all. Normally, whenever this would be full build, I would actually suggest dropping Scattering Inferno and adding in Galvanized Savvy, because it's going to be a huge amount of damage for you to add to this weapon. But I am going to talk about Primed Cleanse Grenier and just kind of the Bane mods in general, because I got a lot of questions yesterday with the Why Would You Use about why I wasn't using the Bane mods. And the reason that I was not using the Bane mods is because, honestly, the Kuvazar video was more to draw attention to that Aptitude's not working, and then also that's why I'm mentioning that Savvy's not working, but it would normally go in this build, because I'd really like to see those fixed. That'd be really great if this mod worked so that I could properly test everything. But today, we're going to talk about the Bane mods, because this mod, or this weapon in particular, really does want a Bane mod. These are, of course, incredibly good mods. They are really easy swap-ins for your Prime Point Blanks, your Serrations, your Hornet Strikes, etc. But they are not easy swap-ins in that if you are planning to use these, you would want to ideally level all of them. So you want to have Cleanse Corpus, you want to have Cleanse Corrupted, you want to have Cleanse Infested, and you want to have Cleanse Grenier. The problem with that is that for every single weapon type that you do that with, it's going to cost you 160,000 Endo. And that's a lot. Now, of course, Grenier are the main faction that you would ever need bonus damage against, because the Infested and the Corpus are generally a bit weaker, and the Corrupted are probably, like, you know, tier 2 just because there's a lot of Grenier in there. So mainly you want to focus on your Bane for Grenier. But I do not want to tell anyone that they must level the Banes or anything like that, as you super do not need them, but they are very nice to have, and they are going to be optimal in a lot of scenarios. If you are going to run this and you don't want to level your Bane mods, and you don't want to deal with swapping them out whenever you're going to go fight Corpus, or you're going to go fight Corrupted, or what have you, legitimately, when Galvanized Savvy gets fixed, drop Cleanse Grenier, put Scattering Inferno in this slot, and then I think you'll need to form a once to put Galvanized Savvy up, or Galvanized Savvy up where Scattering Inferno currently resides. So you'll basically just have an additional status on your build, which is totally fine, and that's going to give you a little bit of a damage boost from Savvy, and you're going to have a bit more status chance to get those statuses much more often, and that build is going to work out just great. But if you do have access to the Banes, you should use them. They are going to be great most of the time, and notably, they double dip on some statuses, the most effective of which being Slash. And what I mean by double dipping on statuses is that whenever you're shooting at the Grineer, you are getting a positive to your damage, which is creating the Slash proc, and then you are getting another plus 55% damage on that Grineer on the Slash proc itself. So you're kind of double dipping to create really, really strong Slash procs, which is very, very powerful. And because Slash procs are going to be a big part of how you're going to do damage on any weapon that's using Hunter munitions, this little combo is very potent. So, with all that stuff explained and out of the way, let's just show up an ARCA PLASMOR. It's going to be pretty normal, all things considering. We do have another 20-minute survival. One of the really big notable things about this weapon is that if you hate Acolytes bugging you on the steel path, this weapon fucks them. They don't like it. They are not fans. Really, I already recorded the Kuva survival, or the steel path Kuva survival. So like I go up against like the acolytes that people dislike the most, which is the one that gives you the mag bubble, and then violence, the one that can turn your powers off. So like this thing just shreds both of them if they're the ones that are giving you trouble. This thing will blow them out. So yeah. Great stuff. We're just going to do the test real quick here. It's not going to be a problem at all. I have bumped this up to 185, which is the new maximum that I can do because I am at Master or whatever, Legendary, whatever we're calling them, MR31 for all intents and purposes. So we are at 185 now, and we'll just, because of Steel Path, we'll honestly probably just go as high as we can all the time from now on. Just because a lot of the time, whenever we're talking about, like, you know, our big high-level relevant weapons, we're going to be talking about the Steel Path, and I'm going to be showing, you know, Steel Path footage so you guys can get a feel for how it's going to perform there. Oh, one guy left over. I will note that this weapon does have a, you know, like a reasonably long reload, and you can kind of option select into chilling reload to shorten this. But for me personally, I really don't have any trouble as long as I've got the Merciless primary on for that reload reduction. I really don't feel like I need chilling reload, and I think I'd much prefer to have the very, very high amount of elemental damage to kind of boost me up and make those instant kills a lot easier, and especially the stacking with Merciless earlier on in missions, getting that stacked up really quickly just due to having a huge bonus to my cold damage is really good as well. Just a lot of elemental damage going in there and doing a lot of work. But yeah, it's an ARCA PLASMOR. Did you like the ARCA PLASMOR when it came out and then you were really sad when it got nerfed and you stopped using it? Well, welcome back. It's the Tenet ARCA PLASMOR. And I don't think it's strong enough to like warrant a nerf or anything like that. It's just like a really powerful, very nice weapon that can really just hold its own with the rest of the weapons that are currently around. And I'm having a great time with it. So hopefully you guys enjoy the Kuva survival that we're getting into. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.
The alarm was gone out. Let's see if we can catalyst. It is done, Tenno.